Welcome back, everyone, to The Jeep Dive. This time, we're taking a deep dive into a podcast episode that one of you sent in, all about making money online with AI.
Definitely seems like there's a ton of buzz around AI right now, and with good reason, right? I mean, the potential is massive.
Absolutely. And this episode really digs into some of the most promising areas. Things like AI, music, images, even building your own AI agents. So we'll be covering all that and more today.
Sounds like a lot to unpack.
Yeah, it is. But don't worry, we'll help you navigate it all. Now, while the episode you send in paints a pretty exciting picture of the earning potential, I think it's important to acknowledge that it's not going to be a walk in the park.
For sure. AI tools can open up some really cool income streams, but it's definitely not a get-rich-quick scheme. It takes real effort, strategy, and a whole lot of persistence.
Couldn't agree more. Okay, so the episode starts off talking about AI music, and I was really struck by how accessible music creation has become. Apparently, you don't even need a musical background to get started. Have you been following this trend at all?
Oh, absolutely. It's amazing how AI is like democratizing creativity, right? Like
Mhm.
anyone can make music now. The podcast mentions tools like Suno and Boomi, which let you generate music even if you've never touched an instrument in your life.
So cool. And these tools aren't just like spitting out generic elevator music, right? I mean, the episode even mentions a musician, Taryn Southern, who used AI to create a song that charted internationally.
Right. I mean, that's wild. Her story is a perfect example of what's possible when you combine AI with a bit of strategic thinking.
Absolutely. That's super inspiring. So beyond just using the AI, what do you think are some of the other key ingredients for success in this space?
Well, it seems like choosing the right niche is crucial. Like in Taryn Southern's case, she focused on lo-fi study beats, which had less competition and, really dedicated audience.
Ah, smart move.
Yeah.
So find those sweet spots and go for it. Got it.
Exactly. Plus, the episode talks about diversifying how you monetize your music. So using streaming platforms, exploring stock music sites, and even looking into commissioned work.
So many options. Okay, let's shift gears a bit and talk about AI-generated images. The episode mentioned something called print on demand that caught my attention. Have you heard of that?
Oh, yeah. Print on demand or POD. It's a pretty clever way to make money from AI art, actually. Sites like Etsy and Redbubble handle all the printing, shipping, customer service, all that stuff, so you can focus on creating awesome designs.
Ah, that makes sense. So less hassle, more creating.
Right. And that's where AI tools like Midjourney and Stable Diffusion come in. They let you turn text descriptions literally into totally unique visuals.
Wait, so I could be like a cat wearing a top hat, riding a unicycle on the moon, and the AI would actually generate an image of that.
You got it. And it wouldn't just be some random image either. It'd be based on the style you want and all those little details you give it in your description, or prompt, as they call it.
Wow. Okay, that's pretty mind-blowing.
Ah.
But even with these amazing tools, how do you make sure your designs actually sell? Is there some kind of secret formula?
Well, there are definitely some strategies you can use. The episode suggests uploading your designs in bulk to get more visibility, offering personalized AI art, and keeping up with trends to, capitalize on what's hot right now.
So stay ahead of the curve.
Exactly. And they also mention AI Art Shop, which is a marketplace specifically for AI-generated art. Might be worth checking out.
Interesting. So focusing on a niche marketplace,
Yeah.
that makes sense. Okay, we've talked about AI music and images. What about AI video content? That feels like a whole other beast.
It definitely is. But AI is making it way easier than ever before. Tools like Runway and Synthesia, they let you generate videos just from text prompts,
Right.
which is huge for content creators.
Seriously, hold on. Are we talking about simple animations here, or can AI actually create like realistic looking videos?
Oh, the realism is incredible. Like,
Yeah.
the episode actually talks about this viral Volvo ad that was completely AI generated, and people thought it was an official campaign.
No way it was that good.
That good. It really shows you the power of this technology.
Wow, that's amazing. So how do people actually turn these AI videos into income? Is it the usual YouTube ads and sponsorships, or are there other avenues?
Yeah, those traditional methods are definitely still valid. I think the key is leveraging AI to create tons of high-quality content quickly, which will attract a loyal audience.
Makes sense. More content, more eyeballs.
Right. And since AI frees up your time from the whole production side, you can focus more on strategy, branding, all that good stuff.
So it's all about working smarter, not harder.
I love it. Okay, now for the final frontier, developing and selling AI agents. This sounds straight out of a sci-fi movie.
I know, right? It sounds super futuristic, but it's actually becoming a reality. Basically, you're building AI solutions that can do specific tasks for businesses. like creating virtual assistants with specialized skills.
So like a robot butler, but for businesses.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Imagine an AI that handles customer service, schedules appointments, analyzes data, even writes personalized emails. Wow. So I could become an AI consultant, basically, and offer these custom-made agents to businesses. What kind of money are we talking about here?
The episode mentions some pretty sweet consulting fees, but there's also the potential for recurring revenue, like through a subscription model.
Ah, that recurring revenue is always nice. But is there really a demand for this? Are businesses actually jumping on board with AI solutions like this?
Oh, absolutely. They even gave a statistic in the episode. Chatbots alone can handle almost 80% of basic customer questions, which saves companies a ton of money on support costs.
Wow, almost 80%. Those are some serious numbers. It definitely seems like AI is changing the game for businesses big time.
Yeah, and this is just the beginning. Who knows what the future holds?
That's what makes it so exciting. Okay, so we've covered a ton of ground here. AI music, images, video content, even building AI agents. But let's get practical for a second. What are the actual steps involved in actually making money with these AI tools?
Well, that's where things get even more interesting. The episode actually outlines some practical steps for each area, but it looks like they're saving the really deep dive for a future episode.
Ah, a cliffhanger. We'll definitely have to check that out. But for now, can you give us the quick rundown? Like, what are the must-dos to succeed in these AI ventures?
One big thing they emphasized is mastering the tools, understanding their limitations. And just as important, choosing the right niche. It doesn't matter how cool your AI-generated cat in a top hat is if nobody wants to buy it, right?
True that. Got to find your market.
Exactly. And of course, you have to optimize your content for the platforms you're using. YouTube's different from TikTok, and Etsy's different from AI Art Shop, right?
Okay.
Oh, and maybe most importantly, you gotta keep learning. The AI world moves so fast, so staying up to date is crucial.
So it's a constant learning curve.
Absolutely. But hey, the rewards seem worth it, right?
Totally agree. And speaking of maximizing rewards, the episode also talked about combining income streams. Why is that so important?
I think it's all about building a safety net, basically. Relying on just one platform or one niche can be risky. Algorithms change, trends come and go, even platforms can disappear. By having multiple income streams, you're spreading the risk and increasing your chances of long-term success.
Makes total sense. So don't put all your AI eggs in one basket, so to speak.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to experiment, try different platforms, different tools, see what works for you. There's no one right way to do it.
So true. It's all about that entrepreneurial spirit, right? Trying new things and seeing what sticks.
Right. And another thing they stressed was focusing on quality over quantity. Just because you can churn out a ton of content doesn't mean you should. Sometimes you need to refine the AI output, add your own creative flair.
So it's about using AI as a partner, not just a content machine,
Exactly. And along those lines, excellent customer service is still super important.
even in the AI world.
Especially in the AI world, people still appreciate responsiveness, personalization, all that good stuff. It really makes a difference.
Right, right. Human touch still matters. Okay, so what about choosing where to focus your efforts? Any tips on that?
Well, the episode really emphasized data analysis, tracking things like conversion rates, website traffic, engagement. All those metrics can help you figure out what's working and what's not.
So use the data to make informed decisions.
Yeah, exactly. And they were also realistic about the time frame. It usually takes a good 3 to 6 months of experimenting to find your groove, and then maybe another 6 to 12 months to really start seeing a stable income.
So it's a marathon, not a sprint.
Definitely a marathon, but the potential is definitely there if you're willing to put in the effort and stay dedicated.
This has been so eye-opening. It's like we've entered a whole new world of possibilities with AI.
It's incredible, isn't it? And it's just the beginning. Who knows what the future holds?
Before we move on, I'm curious about those other AI-based revenue ideas that the episode briefly mentioned. Besides music, images, videos, and AI agents.
Oh yeah, those are pretty interesting. They talked about creating online courses, about AI tools, building automated web services, developing AI-powered plugins for existing software, even selling digital assets like prompt collections and trained AI models.
Wow, that's a lot. So many different paths to explore. Do you have any personal favorites?
It's hard to say, each one has its own potential, but I find the idea of developing AI plugins particularly fascinating, like enhancing existing tools and making them even more powerful.
That's a cool angle. So instead of building something completely new, You're just adding AI capabilities to what's already out there.
Exactly. And that could have a huge impact across so many industries.
So it seems like there's really an AI-powered path for just about anyone, whether you're a musician, an artist, a developer, or just someone with an entrepreneurial spirit.
Absolutely. It's all about finding what resonates with you and what aligns with your goals.
This has been such an awesome deep dive into the world of making money with AI. I feel like we've only scratched the surface, though.
Oh, definitely. And the best part is that it's constantly evolving, new tools and opportunities popping up all the time.
So what's the most important takeaway for our listeners who are ready to embark on their own AI journey?
Don't be afraid to just jump in and experiment. Try different tools, explore different platforms, see what works for you.
Love that. It's all about learning by doing, right?
Exactly. And remember, it's a journey, not a destination. Enjoy the process of learning and creating.
Such great advice. Okay, so this has been a truly insightful exploration of AI and its potential, but before we wrap up part one, I want to touch on something that's been on my mind. What are your thoughts on the ethics of AI-generated content and, how it might impact traditional creative industries?
That's definitely a big question that comes up a lot, and it's a tricky one for sure. The episode didn't get too deep into the ethical side of things, but I think it's a crucial conversation to have as AI becomes more and more prevalent.
Yeah, it definitely feels like uncharted territory in a lot of ways. On one hand, these tools are so empowering, right? Like anyone can express their creativity. But on the other hand, there are those concerns about jobs being displaced and, the value of human-created art being diminished.
Yeah, and those are valid concerns. As AI keeps evolving, we need to really think critically about its role and how to make sure it benefits everyone, not just a select few.
For sure. So maybe it's not about AI replacing humans, but about finding ways for humans and AI to work together, to create something even better than either could alone.
Exactly. And it's important to remember that this is all still unfolding, right? The way we use and interact with AI is going to keep changing, and it's up to us to shape that future in a responsible and ethical way.
This deep dive has been seriously thought-provoking. I'm definitely feeling a mix of excitement and, a little bit of apprehension about what the future holds.
I get it. It's definitely a lot to process. But I'm mostly excited, personally. It's an amazing time to be exploring all of this, and I can't wait to see what new innovations and breakthroughs come next.
To our listener who sent in this awesome episode, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure diving deep into the world of making money with AI.
And we hope this has given you a clearer understanding of the landscape, the opportunities, and the practical steps involved in turning your AI skills into income.
Absolutely. But remember, this is just the beginning of your AI journey. Keep learning, keep experimenting, and who knows, maybe someday you'll be sharing your own success story with us.
I love that. That would be awesome. And hey, if you ever need a deep dive on any other topic, you know where to find us.
Well, folks, that brings us to the end of another deep dive. I'm host speaker's name.
And I'm expert speaker's name.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep creating, and keep those AI dreams alive.
It really does feel like there are endless possibilities with AI these days.
It's wild. And speaking of possibilities, the episode we're looking at actually touches on some other really interesting ones too, like creating online courses about AI tools and
Oh, yeah, right. They mentioned that, didn't they? Like teaching others how to use these tools. That's a really cool idea.
definitely. And there's also building automated web services powered by AI.
So basically using AI to make things online run smoother, more efficiently. I like that.
Yep. And then there's this whole other thing, developing AI-powered plugins or software add-ons.
Oh, right. That's like taking existing software and like supercharging it with AI, right?
Exactly. Making things even more powerful. And of course, you can always sell those prompt collections, the ones that generate the AI art and all that.
Oh, yeah. I've seen those popping up all over the place. People are even selling trained AI models now, too.
It's incredible how this whole ecosystem just exploding, isn't it?
It really is. And the crazy thing is, it's only going to get bigger.
So with all these options, any stand out to you?
It's tough to pick favorites. I mean, they all have their own unique potential. But the plug-in thing, that one really intrigues me, I gotta say. It's like, instead of creating something entirely new, you're just making something that already exists way better.
I see what you mean. It's kind of like adding a secret weapon to your favorite tool.
Exactly. And the potential impact is huge. Think about all the different software and tools out there that could benefit from a little AI boost.
That's a great point. So from music and art to plugins and web services, It seems like the possibilities for making money with AI are truly endless.
They really are. It all comes down to like finding the right niche for you.
Absolutely. And, putting in the work.
Yeah.
Because as we said earlier, it's not a magic bullet, right?
Oh, yeah. Definitely not. It takes time, effort, and, a good dose of persistence.
Couldn't agree more. But hey, for those willing to roll up their sleeves and really dive in, the rewards could be huge.
Absolutely. It's an exciting time to be part of this AI revolution.
Totally. Okay, so we've explored a ton of possibilities, but I'm curious, what would you say is the most important takeaway for our listeners? For those who are eager to jump in and start their own AI-powered ventures.
I would say don't be afraid to experiment. Just try things out, see what works, what
Oh,
doesn't.
so true. It's all about learning by doing, right?
Yep. And remember, this is a journey, not a destination. Enjoy the process, the learning, the creating, all of it.
I love that. And who knows, maybe someday our listeners will be sharing their own AI success stories with us.
That would be amazing. And hey, if anyone out there ever needs a deep dive into any other topic, you know where to find us.
Well, folks, that brings us to the end of another deep dive. I'm host speaker's name.
And I'm expert speaker's name.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep creating, and keep those AI dreams alive.
It's a really valid point, and honestly, it's a tough one to answer definitively. The episode we're looking at didn't really dive too deep into, the ethics of all this, but it's something we definitely need to be thinking about, especially as AI gets more sophisticated.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like we're in uncharted territory here. On the one hand, these tools are incredibly empowering. Like anyone can create art, music, all kinds of things. But then there's that flip side, right?
Yeah.
The potential for jobs to be lost and
Exactly. The impact on traditional artists and creators, it's definitely something to consider. Like, as AI gets better and better, we really need to think about its role in society and, how to ensure that it benefits everyone, not just a select few.
I agree. And maybe it's not about AI replacing humans entirely, but about finding ways for humans and AI to work together, to create something even more amazing than either could on their own.
Right. Like a collaboration almost. And it's important to remember that this is all still very much in its early stages. The way we use and interact with AI is going to keep evolving, so it's up to us to shape that future responsibly.
This whole deep dive has been incredibly thought-provoking. Honestly, it's left me with more questions than answers, but it's also got me really excited about the potential of AI.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's a fascinating time to be alive, that's for sure. I can't wait to see what incredible things people create with these tools in the years to come.
To our listener who sent in this episode, thank you so much for sharing it with us. It's been a real pleasure diving deep into the world of making money with AI.
Absolutely. We hope this deep dive has been helpful, giving you a better sense of the landscape and all the amazing opportunities out there.
For sure. And remember, this is just the beginning of your AI journey. Keep learning, keep experimenting, and who knows, maybe someday you'll be the one sharing your AI success story with the world.
That's what we love to see. And hey, if you ever need us to take a deep dive into any other topic, you know where to find us.
Well, folks, that brings us to the end of another deep dive. I'm host speaker's name.
And I'm expert speaker's name.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep creating, and keep those AI dreams